If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell icon to get the latest updates.
So yesterday we discussed about this one here, execution. Yeah, we discussed about defining the storage type. So I told you guys that you have to copy the storage type from 001 till 999. Now this is for your projects. Okay, for your projects, you can copy this starting from 001 till 999. Okay, but for the training, we do not need so many storage types. Okay, we are not covering this Kanban process. A lot of things we are not covering here. Okay, so what we can do, you can just simply copy this high rack or shelf storage bulk starting 3 or 4. Okay, these 5 you guys can copy for your warehouse, and then 999 the difference. Okay, then these area, the staging area 902 and 910. Okay, these are the important ones. And meanwhile, if we move further and we need anything, then we can copy there itself. Okay, so as of now, and even for these, you can just simply take one simple high rack. Okay, for the storage, goods staging area, goods issue staging area 902, 910, and the difference 999. Right? Okay. So, and then we discuss about the section picking area. Today we will be starting from the storage bins. Okay. So the first thing is defining the storage bin types. Okay. Storage bin types. Now, when we talk about the storage bin type, we have discussed this concept that this is an indicator that the bin is 1 meter height, 2 meter height, and it's a kind of a text only. Okay. It's a text. It is not going to make any comparison with the bin type. Okay. All right. So it will give a staff, the warehouse staff, that this particular bin is of that particular height. Okay. So we are categorizing the bins. So this bin type is a categorizing. Lower bin, higher bin, okay, block size 1 or the height, etc. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll just copy this bin height 1 meter and 2 meter for my warehouse, which is ZWM TCS training. Okay. 2 bin type I have created, E1, E2, E1 1 meter height, E2 2 meter height. Then we have the blocking reason. Okay. If you wanted to block a bin, so I have created one test bin. So I just show that bin to you. Now to create a bin, we have a T code LS01. Okay. If you manually want to create a bin, then the T code is LS01. LS02 to change, LS03 to display. Okay, since I've already created one test bin manually. So as I said, this is if you wanted to create the bin manually. Okay. So LS03, this is the bin I created. Now this is, you can see in this bin, this is the number which I gave. So I just, as I said, you are creating manually. You're not following any nomenclature like aisle, stack, level. You're not following any of such, and you just wanted to create a bin with some random name. Okay, so you come to LS01 and create a bin. It will allow only single bin creation at a time. So what parameter we have to pass? We have to give the warehouse number, storage type, section, storage bin name, and the bin type. Okay. Now below you can see here the blocking reason, and you can see 2 flags, put away block and the removal flag. Okay. If this bin, if there is a requirement in the warehouse that bin needs to be blocked for put away for the placement of stock, or bin needs to be blocked for picking, No picking should be carried out in this particular bin. Okay. And what kind of a stereo? Suppose in the warehouse there is some repair activities going on. Okay. Some damage repair activities going on. At that time, we block certain bins. That these bins we should not use at all for put away or for picking. All right. So there it is one of the example. At that time, we enable this flag in the bin. Okay. And with that, we can also give this blocking reason. As of now, I have not created any blocking reason. So after bin type, in the SPRO configuration, if I come after bin type, I have this blocking reason, define blocking reason. We can define any blocking reason if you want. Okay. ZWM blocking reason, we can say bin repair. Okay, activity. Bin repair activity going on. Right? Bin repair activity going on. Okay. All right. Now the next thing is the bin structure. Okay, bin structure. Now we have to understand this bin structure. All right. We have to understand this bin structure. Okay. Now I took one example of one of the bin structure. Okay. You can see here. First thing, these things are clear to you guys. Warehouse number, storage type, and the structure. We have one sequence number. This will come automatic. This sequence number. Okay. So I can have many structure. So as accordingly, it will make a sequence. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the first field here is the template. The C will represent a constant, N will represent a numeric, and you will find somewhere the entry of A also. Let me take the one with the numeric. So with the alphabets. Okay, none of these they have created with alphabets. Okay, no problem. We will create with one alphabet. So here in the template, you will find C and A. C means constant, N means numeric, and A means alphanumeric. In the structure, we have to give the values where you are finding the numeric, right? There you have to fill which one is aisle. Okay, which one is aisle, and which one is stack, and which one is level. Okay, so you can see here in the structure, we are just passing here a numeric. Okay, all right, and now this is my start value. Okay, this is my start value. So I want the bins to be created from aisle number 1, stack number 1, level number 1, and ending value will be for the same aisle 0, 1. I want to create 10 stack, 10 level. Okay, 10 stack, 10 level. So if I refer the Excel sheet, okay. So if I refer the Excel sheet, I'm talking about one aisle. Okay, 10 stack, 10 level. It means I'm talking about a structure, a rack, which will be 10 into 10, 10, and this will be 10. So you can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more. I need till O. Okay, this is a 2D diagram. This is my one aisle, one rack. When you enter in the warehouse from this side, you will find this. Okay, where you are standing, you are watching from the aisle direction. Aisle. Okay, then horizontal, sorry, vertical is your stack, horizontal is your level. Okay. Okay, if you start watching from upside direction, that will be stack. And if you're watching from this side, then it will be level. All right. Aisle, stack, level. So 10 into 10. So we come back here. This is constant. Okay, you can see here C, wherever you will see. Okay, wherever you will find C. So these things will not be incremented. Okay, these things will not be incremented. Okay, this is always a constant in the number. Wherever you will find numeric N or A, that we can add. It means if 0, 1, if I add 1, then it will become 0, 2, then 0, 3, then 0, 4, like that. Okay, so you can see even the hyphens. Okay, wherever you find this dash or the hyphen, these are also constant. Just check here. This is dash. Just above this, this is also a dash. C. Okay, you can see, you can find C here. So these dash are not changing. We are not incrementing this. So whatever the constant value is, this is the constant value in this. If I copy here, you can see, you can just compare. This is first constant, second three, first three letters are constant. So first three means including hyphen. Then 2 numeric, 0, 1 is numeric. Then one more constant. This dash is a constant. Then 2 more numeric. Then we have numeric. Then again constant. Two constant. Two constants are space. We have 2 space after this 0, 1. So those 2 spaces are your constant. So even the space, we have to keep it as a constant. Right? Okay. And now we keep on incrementing this value. So it will just, how in our bike or scooter we have the speedometer. It will start, or in the stopwatch. If you have a look at the stopwatch, it will start from this. Okay, on the right side, it will keep on incrementing. And how much it should increment, whether it should increment by 2 or 1, it is there. The increment value is 1. 0, 1, adding 0, 1, 2, then 3, then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, till 10. Because ending value, the upper limit is 10. Once this reach to 10, it will go to the next increment value. Next increment value is for this 0, 1, it will make 2. Then again, this counter will run from 1 to 10. Then it will make this 0, 3. Okay. Right. This way, the increment will happen. So whenever we are saying like a speedometer, there we always have a fixed increment of 0, 1. But in EWM, we can have an increment of this, like this also, 2. Okay. Now in this case, what will happen? 2 means the increment value will be 1 adding 2, 3. Then 3 adding 2, 5. Then 7. Okay. Then 9. Then the ending value is 10. So it will not go to 11. From 9 itself, it will make the increment, this increment. And it will make it 2. Okay. So 2 means jumping one alphabet ahead or 1 letter ahead. Like 1 plus 2, 3. If I have A, okay, if I'm instead of number, I'm using this A. And here I'm using till Z. All right. So first change, I have to, these are not numeric, these are alphanumeric. So I have to make it A, then CC. CC is for constant because space is a constant. Now, in this case, if I'm making AA, all right. So AA means if I'm adding 1, it will become BB, then CC, then ZZ, like that. All right. Generally, we keep it like this, A to Z. Okay, A to Z. It means there are this way. And this will become B. You can see here, now increment of 1, it means A, B, C, D, E, F unless it reaches the Z. Once it reaches the Z, then it will go to the next increment value. It will make it 2. Then again A to Z. Then one more increment. It will make it 3. Then again A to Z. One more increment. It will make it 4. Till this character will reach 10. Once this, second parameter, which is our stack, when this stack will reach the 10, it will try to increment this 0, 1. So when it try to increment the 0, 1, this increment will not work. Why? Because it's a constant. So for constant, we do not even need the increment value. Okay, for constant, we do not even need the increment value. And even if we kept the increment value, it will not make any kind of an increment because it's a constant. So this incremental value, this will work only if you have numeric or alphanumeric A. Okay, not for the constant. Okay, if I make this instead of numeric as a C, then what will happen? The system will not even increment this A to Z because I made it as a constant. System will directly come to this numeric. It means on the stack level, 0, 1, 1 to 10. That's it. It will start incrementing. It will make only 10 bins. All right, like this. Okay. If you want it, yeah.
Samir, I'm not sure if I got that structure part correctly. Can you once again explain that? A and B, what is that? What is the use of that structure basically?
Structure is your IL stack level. Okay. How we are doing this. Okay. In the business, how we are representing. We can put any character here. Okay. Suppose this I am representing as a stack. So I'll keep it as a stack. This is my level. So I keep it as a L like this. So this is the structure. All right.
Okay. But is it necessary to define a structure? Because anyways, we are providing the values start, end, and and when we don't give any value for IL, is it okay? Like you give any random values, for example, in the case that you just described. So only stack and level without the IL, is it okay? Or I think it gives an error. So what is the use basically? If I use if you are just defining the, let's say, AA now and not the other two. So what is the use and why are we not defining the other two? And what if we don't define the structure at all?
1 minute. Give me just 1 minute. It's into the formula. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So you are saying that what is the use of this structure field? Huh? Only the structure field.
Yes. Right.
So the template is just template is for making the system understand that this is which character is a constant, which character is numeric or alphanumeric, because numeric and alphanumeric only we can increment. Okay, constant will remain constant. So this is for different purpose. Now the structure, okay, as you said, we are already giving the start value and the end value. So okay, and we already having the constant to drive it, which we are giving the constant and which we are numeric or incrementing, etc. So, okay, so in that case, look, structure is for the business understanding. Okay, the structure that we are making for the business understanding. Okay, so that when the business will provide us a kind of nomenclature that they are following. Okay, so that structure, that first of all we have to make it as a structure. Okay, system will look into this structure. Okay, system will not come to this series, this range first of all. Okay, it will just follow this structure actually. Wherever you have A or B defined, okay, system is going to check these as your these will be used for your bin, creating your bin numbers. Right?
Mhm.
The
So
the
it's
temp,
is it not necessary to define the aisle in the structure here because it's not moving?
that way, exactly. So if you want to keep only stack and level, that is fine. If you don't want to keep the aisle, why? Because if you see in the structure, we are keeping this as a constant value.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
If you're keeping this as a constant value,
Mhm.
so if you're keeping this as a constant value, so in the structure we do not need it because our business doesn't need it.
Okay.
Our business doesn't need it. So we are making this for the business nomenclature only. Business only said that we need the aisle to be fixed. Okay, aisle to be fixed, we made it fixed. But when we talk about the storage bin structure, okay, so for your warehouse staff, okay, for the warehouse staff, the aisle doesn't matter. They need only stack and level to understand the bin. Okay.
Mhm.
But,
And
yeah,
one more point here, Samir, like what are the instances where the aisle actually will vary as a coordinate? Because aisle, what we understand is the perspective of the viewer where he's standing and he's viewing that. So that is never going to vary, I suppose. I mean, all that's going to change is the stack and the level.
right.
So in
So
which cases will it vary or will it never vary at all? It will always be constant.
so again, now now aisle is generally when we enter in the warehouse. Okay, when
Mm-hmm.
we enter in the warehouse, so they keep the rack in our standing direction. Okay, just imagine you have three racks in parallel. You are watching
Mm-hmm.
from the racks in parallel. Okay, when you're entering the door, that
Okay.
direction is generally the aisle. Okay, when you enter in the warehouse and you will see the racks in the and that too directly in the long racks you will not find the tail of that rack. You will find only head of that rack.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you're watching only head of the racks when you're entering in the warehouse, three racks, four racks, you're just watching the head. So that direction is your aisle actually. Okay,
Okay. So rack one, rack two, rack three.
right,
Is it like okay?
right. Okay,
Okay.
and you will watch the head of the racks. The
Yes.
tail, because it's already it's too much. It's very long in the okay,
Yes.
300 meters, 400 meters, something like that. You have to they already have kind of small cars or that kind of machineries to go from one place to another place in the warehouse. Okay,
Mhm.
so that is the aisle. Okay, and the stack is vertical. If you're watching from the top side, that will become your stack. Okay, if you're watching from the ceiling, that is your stack. And if
Mhm.
you're standing between two racks and watching it, that is your horizontal. Okay,
Mhm.
right?
Okay. So essentially, we are terming the first track as aisle one, second as aisle two. I mean, if we stand at the door and there are three racks like you
Exactly.
mentioned from left to right. So let's say the
Right.
left rack or the left storage type is essentially what we are calling aisle here,
Right.
so to say. Okay.
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 Okay. Now I give you one more example. As you said, I have four racks. I enter in the
Mm-hmm.
warehouse and I can see four racks. So I'm as per the business, they are saying aisle number one, aisle number two, aisle number three, aisle
Mm-hmm.
number four. Okay. Now there could be a cases where you have only one rack. Okay. And in the one rack, because there is lot of cabins, okay, lot of blocks you have seen, right? Lot of blocks, I should use the word. Okay, now in those racks, now just imagine in those racks you have at the moment four block. Okay, if you're entering, you're watching that the head, this is the four. In short, I wanted to say that you can see only one rack when you enter the door. And just imagine business has done the bifurcation of that rack also. It is just a one rack, but logically they have did the bifurcation, left side and the right side. of the
Okay.
rack. So left side is one aisle, right side is another aisle. Okay.
Okay.
Simple. All right.
Okay. Got it.
Left side is the one aisle, right side is the second aisle. Okay. Now in this case, you have only one rack, but there are two aisles in this rack.
Okay.
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 Got it. Yeah.
Okay. And now I just give an example. You're watching from the head of that rack. Left side is one aisle, right side is another aisle. Now go to the tail of that rack. Okay, back side. And again watch from that side. So in that case, if they are saying now left side and right side, again we make aisle number 3, aisle number 4. It means in when you are going from head to tail, let's say 50%. Okay, half of the rack will represent aisle number 1 and 2, left, right. And if you go back to the tail, rest 50%, left, right will become aisle number 3 and 4 for the tail. Okay.
Okay. Correct.
Okay. That way we have the. Now, and taking this in, and if I wanted to simulate, now I want to reply me. Yeah, please go on mute. All right. So we can have a look at the structure. So the bin value, start and value, Now tell me one thing. A to Z we have 26 character. All right. How many bins I should have following this start value and the end value and this increment? How many value I can expect? A to Z. Okay. 26. And this will also increment and this is constant. So for this one, I'll have A to Z, then it will increment to 2, A to Z, then 3, A to Z, 4, A to Z. Likewise, I have to reach this value, I have to increment this value till 10. Till then, A to Z for each number. Now tell me, how many storage bin? Following this structure, how many storage bin? Anyone? A to Z, we have 26 character, right? So 26 bin with the increment value of 1. Now just imagine this as your speedometer in your bike or in your car. Speedometer. Anyone?
Will it be like 26 from A to Z? Okay. Then 0, 1 to 0. So will it be 26 plus 10? Or
Yeah, so it will be, I'll explain in the Excel sheet. Okay. The start value is, 1 second.
26.
Okay, now I have a look. The start value I'm keeping is this.
Will be 26 raised to 10, right?
Exactly. 26 into 10. Simple. And this is my end value. Okay, increment is how much? 01 dash 01 dash 1. So A to Z. Okay, A to Z will A to Z. How much? 26, right? When I'll go bins with this structure A to Z, it will create how much? 26 bin. Then it will go to the next number to increment. A to Z, one repetition is done, then it will go to the stack. Okay, simple way. If you just look at this rack, it will create this, then it will come to this, then this, like this, it will increment the stack. So level, we created A to Z. Now it is incrementing the stack again with 0, 1. 0, 1 plus 0, 1 will make 0, 2. Okay, this A to Z we have created for 0, 1 stack. Now the increment of 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, how much? It will be 0, 2. And how many bins again for level? Same, 26. Then again, it will go to the stack. It will increment by 0, 1. 0, 2 plus 0, 1 is 0, 3. Then again, A to Z repetition, 26. Like
76, right? It will be.
Okay, then total, it will reach till 10. And
Samir, I have a question.
Yeah, let me finish this 1 second. Okay, then it means from 1 to 10, we are repeating till 26. Only till 1 till 10. It is not going to increment further. Why? Because this is the end value of this. Then it is going to increment the next. Which one? 0, 1. But it will not increment. Why? Because this is a constant. We kept it as a constant in the structure. You can see this is a constant. When you look at the bin, it will show this 0, 1 appending. Okay, 0, 1 will be there, but this is just like a constant, just like a normal text. That's it. It is not going to increment. Okay, and even if you remove this value, okay, it will make sense now. We are not keeping any. Why we should increment the constant? We should not increment the constant then. We should keep it like this. All right. Okay. All right. And we keep this, for example, if you look at this, dash is a constant. Okay. So we keep this increment value. Okay. Even if we don't keep, the system is not going to increment, but we keep this constant value so that constant incrementing with the constant result into constant. That's it. Okay. This is what we are making system to understand. So these are the incrementing value with the numeric. So system will treat these increment value as a numeric, but this value will be a constant. So constant is incrementing by constant will result into nothing. Okay. All right. So this we have to understand. Yeah. Tell me now. Hope you guys have understood. This will be 26 10 times, and it is going to create 260 bins. All right. 260 bins. Yeah. Please let me know. Someone is asking question.
Yeah. So basically, you are your incrementing values is happening in 2-dimensional only, right? So it is checking your stack and level only.
Exactly.
How about this depth, right? Depth is not incrementing, and when so basically after you so are this incrementing value in the one particular rack only?
Yeah, exactly. So depth we are not incrementing because we kept one aisle. This we are creating only for one aisle. Aisle we kept constant. We kept the aisle constant. If you want to increment, then we have to make this as numeric. This also we have to make numeric, and then we have to make this as a structure. AA, then BBC. Why we are keeping ABC? Because this will make the system to understand that this what comes before. It is a aisle comes before. AA is your aisle, BB stack, then C. What comes before? So this is how the system will understand that this is your aisle, then stack, then level. So aisle will come first. Okay, so we should follow this nomenclature. AA, then BB, then CC, C or CC, anything. So now if I'm making this numeric, now the increment will happen. But how much increment value? Start value is 0, 1, and end value also we are expecting 0, 1. So even the increment will not work here, right? Because end value also we are making, because if we increment this 0, 1, there will be, it will make 0, 2. But end value we kept as a 0, 1 only. So even the increment will not work unless that you will change the end value to, let's say, 5 or more than 1, at least 2. Now in this case, increment will work. Okay. In this case, it will cover 2 aisle. Okay.
So basically, aisle is not your here. If you keep as 0, 1 constant, aisle doesn't means it's a one rack you are calling, because rack you are defining as your storage type itself, right? On the top of
Right.
that. So rack storage itself is one particular rack, and within rack you have your aisle also. You will have your stack also, and you will have a level also. Correct.
Exactly. Exactly. So this is
So,
what I give
so
an example. I think when someone asked me this question about aisle, so I told that if we have a one rack, okay, and if you're watching from this direction, okay, and if we have this rack, so this rack, let's say left side on this, okay, left side, and we also have a right side, okay. Someone is standing on the left side of this rack, and someone is standing here on the right side of this rack. Okay, so left side is your one aisle, right side is your one aisle. So aisle is a definition which is given by business. For the one rack also you can have two aisle on in the front, and let's say these aisles are only till this, okay, left side and the right side. Now if you are looking from the back side, again you can stand on the left side here and right side here, and these means on the left side, okay, on the left side is one aisle, right side is one aisle. So in this case the aisle increment value will be how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 till 5. One aisle, right side 5, back side, left side 5, right side 5. So I can see 4 aisle in the same rack. Okay, all right. So it's a business definition. Sometimes they keep the entire rack as a one aisle. Okay, sometimes they do not differentiate this way. They do not bifurcate their rack into multiple aisle. But again, it's a business. Business, if they wanted to divide rack into different aisle, they can. Okay, and if they wanted to have a one rack, one aisle, that is also fine. Okay, but from which direction we have to look into? From this arrow direction. You are standing in the front or you're standing at the back side. Okay, now you're standing on the left side or standing on the right side, but you're watching from this direction only. Okay, all right. Okay.
it's a little I got confused on it. So basically,
Mhm.
when you say aisle, it generally refers to depth, right?
So yeah, it's depth only, right? If you watch from
Right.
here, it will be
So
depth.
if there is a warehouse, you are entering a warehouse, you will always see a two-dimensional view, right, of a particular rack. You will never see the depth, how
Right,
long it is. So suppose
right.
there is a one rack which the depth of that rack is around 50 meters or maybe 10 meters, suppose for an example, 10-meter rack you have. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The depth is 10 meters. But when you enter, you see the two-dimensional view. You see X and Y only. But there is
Right.
a depth also. Depth is also there for that particular rack, which is a 5-meter depth. Okay. It's like
Right.
just a bank locker, right? When you enter a bank locker, you see a two-dimensional locker, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just X
Right.
and Y. But there is a
Mm.
depth also, right? Under that locker. How deep you
Exactly.
don't know, right?
Right.
Now, in this
Right.
particular case, uh, uh, your what will be the aisle? Aisle will be the depth, right?
Aisle will be the depth. So the example which you gave is a good example. When you go and have a look at the bank locker. Okay, when that door, okay, is closed. At that time, you can see only two-dimensional view, but there is a depth also. So
Correct, correct.
from where you are watching, that is your aisle. Okay, just keep the door closed or keep the door open. That doesn't matter. Okay. So from where you are, inserting that key to open the lock, that direction is your aisle. Okay.
Correct. Okay.
Right. So that is your aisle. Now, what I'm saying, as this entire locker, you can keep it as a one aisle. Fine. You can say as the entire locker as one aisle. Okay. Similarly, we are comparing this locker as a rack. Okay. We are using this analogy and comparing this locker as a rack. Now, in the same locker, suppose if you put a bifurcation, you took a plastic sheet and in the same locker you put a, open the locker door and you put a plastic sheet and you made the bifurcation left and right. So how many locker you have? Only one locker, but if you're looking from the direction, you will have two bifurcation now, right? Left side and the right side of the locker.
Correct. So there are two aisle. I have made the two aisle basically.
Right. Now you are walking from the front side. Suppose if locker also have the door at the back side, which doesn't a case. Suppose let's take an example because we are comparing locker with the high rack. And if you're watching from the back side, that is also two aisle. If you two aisle, in case if business want this the further bifurcation at the middle. Okay, they want a further bifurcation in the middle. You put one more sheet, half of the locker to make the locker half. In that case, you are further dividing. Okay, you are further dividing your depth view into four compartment, right? Okay, so in that case, you have four aisle. Got it? Okay, so important is the direction from where we should look at it. So the direction we should look at it. If we take an example of locker, then where we are, inserting the key to open it, that direction we should look at. And the further bifurcation it's a business. How they want to have the aisle. If you are not putting any bifurcation, then you have only one aisle, one locker, one aisle. But if you are further dividing with a plastic sheet, then how much plastic sheet you are putting and dividing, that many aisle you will see. Okay. All right. All right. Now, I give you an example of this, that A to Z 26 bin. Now, in this case, we are making this numeric. This is also we make numeric. Okay. Now we have two aisle. If you have two aisle, now how many number of bins we should have? If we have one aisle, I kept the constant. In that case, A to Z 26, stack is incrementing 1 to 10. So 10 into 26, 260 bins. But now I'm incrementing my aisle also, 1 to 2. So one increment. So it will be 2 into 10 into A to Z. Simple. How many bins you want? You just have to look at the end value. You just have to look at the end value, and you will multiply only if that number is numeric. Okay, numeric or alpha and numeric, where we can increment. Only in that case, you are going to multiply to get this result, like 2 into 10 and A to Z 26. It means 260 into 2. A to Z is 26 into 10, 260 into 2. It will be 520. Okay. And if you are making this constant, then do not multiply. If you make this as a 0, 1, 0, 1 and constant, okay, then do not multiply. So referring this example, how much bin I should have? I should have around 520 bins with an increment value of 0, 1, 0, 1, 1. So if you want to check it, so there is something under this environment tab, you have button, you have create bins. If you click on create bin, can you see this number? Storage bin created how many? 520. 520. 2 into 10 into A to Z. A to Z is 26. Now you can see, just by looking at these bins, you will understand. It is creating this way: A, B, C, D, E till Z. And after Z, you will see that this is incrementing. 0, 1 is incrementing to 2. And again, the counter will start from A. 2A, 2B, 2C. Again, it will go till Z. Then it will make the counter 3. 3A, 3B, 3C, just like our speedometer. It will come to 3Z. Then it will make the counter 4. 4A, 4B, 4C till 4Z. Then 5A, 5B, 5A it will start till 5Z. Okay, just like speedometer. So it will go till AND value because we have kept the AND value 10. So it will go till 10Z. It will go till 10Z, not 11, because AND value is 10Z we kept. Now after reaching this number 10Z, because stack AND value has reached now. Stack AND value has reached. Now it will go to the IL. And IL we are incrementing with 1. So 0, 1, IL will become 2 now. Again, the counter will start for stack and level 0, 1, 2A. Just like our speedometer or the stopwatch. 2, 1A, 1B, 1C. Okay, again, it will reach 2, 1A, 1B, 1C, 2, 2B, 2C, then 2, 3A, 3B, 3Z. Then it will also come till the end, which is your 2, 1, 0Z. And why it is stopping here? Because this is the AND value. Okay, this bin is the AND value that we have mentioned. That it should stop at this. 210Z is my AND value here. You can see here. 210Z is just AND value. It is starting at this. Just like your stopwatch, we are starting at this time and we are stopping at this time. Okay. Okay. Now, I will make IL as constant. Like earlier case, I do not want to increment the IL. I'm making this as a constant. So I do not need this structure, then I have to make another structure, which is this numeric will be my first number and this numeric will be my second number. Now, in the structure, don't think that AA is always IL and BB is stack, CC is level. No, not this way. ABC, the system will understand that it is always which number we have to do the increment first. Okay, so what if it is a numeric or alphanumeric? From there only we have to start with A. Next alphanumeric or numeric will be B. Next alphanumeric will be C. Like that. Okay, like that we have to proceed. Okay. So system will understand, okay, this will be my first numeric, second numeric, like that. A sequence, both are numeric. This is also numeric, okay, and this is also alphanumeric. So system will understand which one as a sequence. For the structure, system will understand this is first, this is second, like this. For that purpose, we have A, B, C. Okay. Now, tell me one thing. Now it's a constant. Since it's a constant, so the AND value cannot be 2. Okay, AND value has to be exactly same as constant. Okay, sometimes you can keep constant like this also, kind of a nomenclature like this. Let's say I have I'm keeping this nomenclature as a TC. Okay. Or if I make one more character here, I'll reduce the character from backside one constant. I will make it C here. So I will make under the numeric, we should have AA, numeric or alphanumeric. We should have this structure. Then I'm making this TCS. So I have first 4 character as constant. So TCS dash. These are the 4 character constant always. Since it's a constant, so I have to keep it like this. Okay, I have to keep it like this only. Right? Now, if you have a look, first 4 character are constant, second 2 character are numeric. So it is numeric. You can see start value and value. And then I have one more constant, which is my dash. You can see this is the dash. Then I have one more alphanumeric, which is A to Z. Then I have 2 more constant, which is our space. This is our space that we have. Okay. And here we'll just give like this. Increment value doesn't fit. Even we doesn't need any increment value for the constant. We can keep it like this. Okay. We can keep it like this, or even for the increment. 1 second. The increment also we can keep it at the constant. Look. Okay, so for the constant, start value, end value, increment, same. We have to keep same. Okay, that's why even the dash, hyphen are constant. We are not incrementing this hyphen, the special character. So that's why these are the constants. So constant value will follow the same value in the increment field. Okay, in the increment, start value, end value, increment value for the constant will remain same. TCS, 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 dash, dash, dash. Okay. Now, can anyone tell me how many bins I should have? If I look at the end value, it is constant, I will not multiply. It is 10 into this alphanumeric is Z. It is the end value. Z means 26th character. Z is 26. So 10 into 26 is 260 bins. Simple. Just by looking in the end value, you will understand. Just multiply numeric and alphanumeric. Alphanumeric, you have to consider this as a number only, right? Alphanumeric is your number. So Z is number 26. 26 into 10 is 260 bins I should have. If I want to test, come to this environment, create bins. You can see here 260 bins. Okay. 260 bins. All right. You can see starting from 0 TCS 01 A till TCS 01 Z, then increment of 2, then again A to Z, 2A to Z, then 3A till 3Z, okay, then 4A till 4Z, then 5A till 5Z. Likewise, we have how many? 260. And if you just simply want to calculate, you just have to multiply all the end value. Okay, all the end value, whatever is written in the end value, and leave the constant. Only numeric and alphanumeric we should multiply. Okay.
Samir, I have a question here.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So I just can you refer this? Can you refer this screen? And I mean, I have sent email. Can you let me? I mean, how this is my rack? Okay, this is my warehouse rack. So how I will put template structures, start value, end value, and increment.
1 second. So when you enter in the warehouse, okay, you are entering in the warehouse where I'm moving my cursor. Okay, this side you will enter in the warehouse, right? Now, just from this direction, what you see? Aisle. Only aisle you can see. There are 2 aisle, left side and the right side aisle. Okay, left side aisle, right side aisle. 2 aisles. Okay. Right? 2 aisles for this first rack. I'm just talking about this first rack. Huh? There are a lot of racks, but I'm referring the first rack. So aisle where it is written, okay, this, you can refer this, it is already written aisle, which direction we should look at. So this is the point of entry where we are entering and we are watching only this direction. These are 2 aisle, left side and the right side. Okay, now come to this on the right side where you can see the bin. Okay, on the blue text bin is there, right? Come to this side. This is the right side. And if you look at this right side, look at the horizontal. Look at the horizontal direction. That will become your level. Okay, look at the horizontal. Horizontal top, horizontal middle, horizontal bottom. These are your level. Okay, these are your level. Where in the yellow also, yellow text also, they have marking these arrows. This direction we should look at horizontally. This will become your level. And what is stack? If you go and look at from the top, or even if you look, if you are standing here on the right side where we are, horizontal is our level and the vertical vertical. There is a blue pipe at the back side. Okay, you can see where I'm hovering my cursor. Okay, this blue pipe and this blue pipe vertical. This vertical division is one stack. Okay, this vertical division is one stack. So if you are standing in the front side at the end, okay, aisle where the text aisle has been written. If you are standing here watching, you can see left side and the right side. Okay, the vertical you can see. These are your aisle. Okay, these are your aisle.
So basically there are 1 rack, 2 rack, 3 rack, 4 rack, and likewise there are many racks, right? So every rack is being given as an aisle. Now each aisle is further divided into, you can see there is a front side also and there is a back side also. There are two storage. One is right side also, you are putting some stuff, goods, and there is a left side also. So between the rack also there is a space. So both front side and back side of the bin also you are putting goods from the both sides. Now the point is how you will set up in the system.
How will set up in the system?
Yeah.
So you have two aisle. Okay, your start value will be 1 to 2 in this case. Okay, your start value will be, you can start from the start value. Your start value is, let's referring this example, and let's as of now make it simple. Let's forget about the back side. Let's talk only about the front side. We have only two aisle, left side and the right side. Okay, so how many aisle you have? Two aisle. So your start value will be starting from 1, 0, 1, ending at 0, 2. Okay.
Okay, so this is you are keeping front side and then you are going between the racks and putting second stuff there. So that becomes your second aisle. Okay.
Right. Okay, left side. No. Left side is aisle number 1, right side is aisle number 2. Okay. Where this yellow text aisle has been written, right? You can see the left side, right side of this rack. So left side is my aisle number 1, right side is my aisle number 2. Okay. So the start value is 0, 1 and value is 0, 2 because I have only two aisle, left side and the right side. Okay. Now, and then will come stack. Stack means the vertical. You have to come to the right side or you can go to the left side. You will have equal number of stacks. Stack is a vertical division. As of now, I will take only, I have 1 and 2. Two vertical division I can see in this picture as of now. Where this yellow highlight is given, the bin is given. Just look at these yellow pipe, the vertical. The first vertical and the second vertical at the back side. And let's say the third vertical also we have in the picture. I can see 3 vertical. First vertical, second vertical, third vertical, right? There are 1 pipe, 3 pipe, and the 4th pipe is hidden. So how many vertical section? 1, 2, 3.
3 vertical sections.
3 verticals. So stack is starting from 0, 1, ending value is 0, 3. Okay. Now let's come to the rows. How many rows we can see? From the right side or the left side, rows also will come equal. 1, 2, 3, and on the top there is slightly on the corner I can see 4th row.
Yeah, 4 rows.
First row, second row, third row, and 4th row. So how many level? Starting values will be always 0, 1. Okay. So if you want to keep this way, or you can keep alphanumeric also. I will call row as my alphanumeric A to D. Row A, row B, row C, row D. Okay. Or I can give number also. Row 0, 1, 2, 0, 4. Anything as per the business requirement, that nomenclature we can follow. Simple. Okay. Now this is my start and the end value. Now if you want to have a look at the template, what template it will become? Template is the first two are, again, it will increment, right? Start value, end value we have. And if you want to increment, we have to make it numeric. Then hyphen, dash is a constant. Then one more numeric, then dash constant, then one more numeric. Got it? And if you have further space in the template, just keep on adding the constant till the end. Okay. Now, what is the structure? Structure will be just come under the numeric AA, then space, come to the, leave the constant, come under the numeric again, then BB, then come under the numeric again, then CC, like this. Okay, the structure is always for, we have to fill for numeric or alphanumeric, that's it. Got it? All right, and how much we want to increment? We want to increment because we wanted to keep the same nomenclature. We are not following odd or the even numbers. So just increment with 1, 0, 1, dash, 0, 1, 0, 1, dash, 0, 1. This is your increment. Okay. All right. Got it? So in that case, if someone asks me how many bins I have, just simply multiply this end value. 2 into 3 into 4. Simple. How many bins it will be? 2 into 3, 6 into 4, 24 bins. Total 24 bins. That's it. Okay. And if I have A to D, so number D is 4. Okay. If I have an alphanumeric, just convert that alphanumeric into number, then multiply. All right. In this case, following this example, I will see 24 bins. Left and right. 24 bins left and right. 12 bins on the left side, 12 bins on the right side. Okay.
Okay, and for each rack, we will define like this, right? So that this is for one particular rack we did. That is high rack storage 001. Similarly,
Yes.
we will do high rack 003, high rack 003, and so forth. Right?
Right. And every rack will have a different storage type number, right? Rack number 1 is Z001, rack number 2 Z002, rack number 3 Z003, right? Okay, same rack we will copy, right? 001 rack you will copy and you will create the Z01, Z02, Z003, Z004. All the racks, you will keep on creating this structure because this structure is a rack specific, your storage type specific. All right.
But in the figure, if you see the IL Samir, so it says like 34, 35, 36. So I think it's not taking into account those two sections. It's like taking one complete rack as an aisle. Contradictory to what we discussed, like two sections should be, so like 36 should be two aisles, isn't it? Because there's a partition in there.
What is that? 36?
Yeah, it should be two aisles, 36 section rack.
Two aisle, right? Left side and the right side.
Yeah, that's, but here in the figure, it's like 35, it says one aisle, 34, 35, 36, one aisle. So isn't this incorrect? It should be like.
Look, that's what I said. In this picture, if you're referring, okay, they are referring this entire piece, left side. They are not differentiating left side and right side. They are making this entire thing as a one aisle. Okay.
Okay.
As per this picture, they are referring this entire both column that you can see from the aisle side.
Yeah.
They are referring both as a one number 36 only. Okay. Another 35. It's because in this picture is just giving you the general view. The example I am giving you is a further division of the aisle, left side and the right. Okay.
So both ways it is correct. You can define one aisle as well as two aisles.
Yes. It depends on the. Okay. If you want to say one aisle 01, it is fine. Both left side and right side will be 01 only in that case. Okay. Right. And if you wanted to differentiate, you wanted to divide, then left side, right side. Again, it depends on the business requirement. Business will guide us. Whether, because in this rack, if you see the box you can pick from both sides, right? Same box you can pick from both sides, right? Same box you can pick from both the sides. So it doesn't matter whether you come from left side or right side. So in that case, aisle, we are not dividing into left and right further. We'll have only one aisle, 36. But if you keep the small box, right side you can keep one box, left side you can keep one box. Then obviously, then in that case, right side you have different stuff, left side you have different stuff. So you have to divide into two aisles then, left side aisle and the right side aisle, 36R for right side, 36L for left side. Because I have two boxes and their picking is also, we have to go in two different directions, left or right. So then the division we have to make. Okay, but in such a scenario where you are keeping one box, you can pick from any direction, left or right, then division of aisle is not required. You can keep 36 number only. Okay, got it. All right.
Yes.
Hope these things are clear to everyone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Samir, so basically this is related to your racks and everything, right? So in case of storage, like you have a storage facility, right? Suppose there is a goods like meat and all, right? You generally do not store meat and everything in bin format. You are storing those meat in generally it is tied with hooks and it is been frozen in the storage. So how I will use the bin structure in those storage areas? So the storage areas how the meat it's like wait, I'll show. You got my point? How generally storage is there for cold storage for meat?
Mm-hmm. So for that we can use a section, right? Logical section we can use.
So,
right.
So basically, see, this is how it is. Wait, I will just draw the picture. Yeah, just see that picture. Samir, I have just posted. Samir?
Yeah. 1 minute. Okay. Okay.
Basically, in this case, how my bin structure will work? Because see, this is like hook, right? It's a hook, and how should I?
Mm-hmm. Right. Now, first of all, we have to first of all understand what kind of a storage type is this. Okay. It's a bulk storage or open storage or high rack. It is not a rack, first of all. Okay. This is not a rack. This we can consider as a bulk storage. All right. Bulk storage. It is not an open storage also, because open storage is something without a shade. It is under the warehouse in the cold frozen area. But this entire is also not looking like a rack. It is not a rack. This is called as a bulk storage. Okay. So bulk storage type will fit into this. And for the bulk storage type, we create only one bin or two bins. That's it. Okay. We create, for example, this rod number 1 is your one bin, rod number 2 is your second bin, rod number 3 third bin, like this. Okay. There we do not follow any kind of a such structure. That we can manually create rod 1, rod 2 with this name also, rod 1, rod 2, rod 3, like that. Okay. Because that is not this complex. This is a simple bulk storage. Okay. For the bulk storage, we can simply come in the LS01 transaction. Okay. You can come in this LS01 transaction, and you have to choose the bulk storage and type, and you can give as rod 1. That's it, like this, rod 1. The system will take this storage bin, rod 1. Okay, that's it. You can divide further into sections. That is an example of your bulk storage, not rack. All right. All right. So yeah, so we discussed the storage bin. So let's do one thing. For my warehouse, let's create some bins. Okay, we need to create a bins. So let's copy this structure for TCS and I'll replace with my warehouse ZWM, and let me create some bins A to Z, and I'm keeping the all this bin as a 1 meter height. Suppose if I want to create A to D, okay, there are the bins, let's say till A to H or okay, till M. Okay, I'm keeping the bins of 1 meter height, and from N to Z I want to keep the bin of 2 meter height. Okay, and this is my fast moving section at the front, and at the back side, okay, front side I have fast moving section with 1 meter height, and the back side I'll have okay slow moving section with 2 meter height. Like this, let's take an example. Okay, so further we can further divide sections and the bin type. Okay, I'm keeping A to M. Just come here, create bins. It will create 130 bins. Out of 260, half of the bin I have created with 1 meter and the fast moving section. Okay, this will not create a bin. This is just a simulation. It is just simulating. To create the bin, you have to click here, create storage bin online. You just click here. You want to create the bin, such a message will come. This is the message. Click on this yes. Okay, you can see 130 bins are there, so it should create 130. Yeah. So you can see 130 storage bin created footer message. Now, same structure. If you want to save this sequence, fine, you can save this sequence. Okay, now I can copy this sequence and I can create the sequence number 2, which will be for my bin starting from number N. Okay, starting from number N till Z. Rest. So out of 260, 130 I created. Now another 130 I am creating with as a slow moving section. Slow moving item, and that too bin height. I'll keep the bin height as a 1 meter only. 1 meter. But if you want to keep the bin height 1 meter or 2 meter, that we can do. Okay. Okay, bin heights 1 meter or 2 meter, we can decide here. Okay, I'm keeping the same 1 meter height. So let's enter. Then again, same step, come to the environment. Click on create bins. It will do the simulation. And then click on this, create storage bin online. Okay. You can see 130 storage bin created. This is for with the slow moving section. So from 130 bin I have created fast moving, 130 I have created slow moving. Okay. All right. So now I have my organization units covered. We have covered the storage everything, like storage type, sections, bin type. Okay, blocking reason of the bin. Bin we have created a structure. We have discussed everything we have done. Okay. So we'll take
Samir,
the next topic.
Samir, I have a question. There was some create storage bin with batch. What was that? One was online, right? What was batch? On the
Batch process jobs. That is a batch job. Okay. This one. Batch input. You have that SM35 batch input, right? Batch session.
yeah, this is. So
SM35
how to create from this batch inputs?
If you are clicking on this, it is going to create a batch. Okay. If you are clicking on this batch input, then it is going to create a batch. If you say yes, okay, you can see you need a further configuration from the basis end to create a batch input, right? Batch session, SM35.
Okay.
Okay. SM35, you have to come to process that batch. You can see this batch input. Okay, it will create a session basically. It is nothing. It is just a kind of a, further, if you worked in LSMW, then you must have seen this batch input session. Okay, it's a kind of a recording that generally works in LSMW. That recording you process here in the batch input. Okay, so to understand that, we should have knowledge of this batch input also. It will create simply a batch here, and from to come, and again we need a basis setting also there. The basis setting is available. It will create a session name. That's it. So it will not do at the same moment when we are creating online. It will that time only trigger and create the bins. If we do not want at the same time, we'll keep this batch available here. Okay, based on the batch job, this can be processed, or the user can come here as a session name and can simply process. When you process it, it will create that time. Okay.
Any scenario, I mean business scenario you have that so online you it's clear, right? You have a storage you created online, but I'm thinking of what kind of a scenario that would require a batch creating bin through batch method.
Yeah. So no, this is first of all, the storage bin etc. This is a one-time setup. Okay, it is not the regular setup. When you are actually making the warehouse, at the beginning only we are doing this. Okay.
Correct.
And in my experience, now it is upon the functional consultant and for the company who is doing the implementation. It's a one-time exercise. If they wanted to have this, just keep on creating the batch. Okay, keep on creating the batch, and they also wanted to have a kind of a review. Suppose your teammates are creating the batch. Bins, but you do not want them to. You just want them to create the structure and create the bins, but as a lead, you wanted to review all the batches. So you can come to this session. You can double click on this session. You can have a look at the bin which is created. If you're fine, you can process. Okay, so the entire thing, all the team members are doing, creating the structure, bins, and everything. And for the review, they are submitting it to the team lead. Team lead can simply open this session, have a look at the bin numbers, and fine. Otherwise, the other way is, as a functional consultant, we are triggering this batch. We give the access to the business to verify the bins. If they are fine with the bins, they can process it. But obviously, this business we never involve. So if we have to do, and it's a single level, there is no workflow kind of a things, then we can create directly. Okay, as an online option. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
So we discussed about storage bins, structure and everything. We have created the storage bins also. Okay. Now, we have to look into the master data. Okay, let me go to the material. Okay, so master data in SAP warehouse management. So material master will be using. Okay, material master, and specifically we will look into the warehouse view, warehouse management 1, warehouse management 2. These are the two view available in material master that we'll have a look into. Okay. Now, this better I'll take you to the material master directly. Okay, because they have in this PPT they have kept all the entire material creation, material type, and field selection, everything. Okay, it's more of the focus on the material. All right. Right. Even in this PPT, you can have a look at the one more picture of aisle. You can see this arrow. This direction we are standing and watching the racks. Rack number 1, rack number 2, rack number 3. This is the aisle number 1, aisle number 2. So you can have a look at this arrows. Okay, from this direction we have to look into. Okay, so this will become our depth direction basically, Z. Okay. All right, then stack, they have given like this, it's a vertical, level is horizontal. Okay. Master data requirement. Okay. These things like master data requirement and all. Okay. This thing will cover in when I take you to the SAP in MM01 directly. Okay. Maintain fixed bin quantity. This concept we are going to cover when we are going to have a look at the fixed bin placement. When we'll create the strategy, everything will done, and where we are doing the actual transaction data. That time we'll run one transaction for to have a look at the fixed bin storage also. So that time we'll have a look at this assigning the material with the fixed bin quantity. Okay. The rounding quantity again MM01 screen, we'll have a look at it. This is the manual storage bin creation, which I just showed you in the LS01 transaction. Okay. Automatic bin creation is the one which we have seen just by defining the bin structure. We have clicked on the environment, and from the environment, we have click on this create bin option. Okay. All right. This we have seen already. This they call it as an automatic storage bin. So the manual storage bin and the automatic storage bin creation that we have discussed already. Okay, how to create manually in LS01 and how we create from SPRO. We directly go to SPRO and we can come to this option, environment and create bins. Okay. All right. Let me know if any questions are there in understanding the manual bin or automatic bin creation. Okay. For material master, we'll go and we'll have a look at. So these all things we have seen practically. I did the hands-on to create the bins, and we have created 260 bin, 130 fast moving, 130 slow moving section. Okay. All right. So let's go to the material master. One of the material master I have created already. You can also extend this material if you want. Number 94. Okay. It is just a
Samir, I have a question. Hello.
Yeah.
So basically, you created. I just wanted to know steps from start. So first we created warehouse number, and then we assigned assigned warehouse to the plant and storage, right? And then we did this thing, right?
Right. So even
and
if you
after
don't,
that,
yeah, please go ahead.
I'm just actually wanted to note down the steps from top to bottom.
Yeah. So basically, if you come to this material and if you come to the labs here,
Okay.
okay, all this exercise are in sequence only. Lab
Okay.
is one define warehouse. Exercise 2 is here, at the bottom. Exercise to assign warehouse number. Exercise 3 is here. Control parameter. These all are in sequence. Okay.
Okay.
Just follow this exercise. All right. Let me come to the material master.
We did not define picking area and all, right? We were there on
picking area we defined yesterday, but we were in a different server that time. Okay. But that is optional. Picking area is optional. It is specifically required for two-step picking process. Okay. Picking area is mandatory for two-step picking process. Otherwise, for normal placement and the stock removal, it is not a mandatory entry. Okay. All right. Like a section, picking area is also logical entity, just like a table entry. That's it. Okay. So I created this material 94, just like a normal MM01 transaction. Okay. So you guys can extend this material if you want, if we are using same plant. But if you guys are doing exercise and if you want to use the same plant, so you come to this OX09 transaction and you define a different storage location. That's it. Okay, like I'm using this combination. Okay, 00010088. Plant is 0001. Storage location I'm using 0088. If you also want to use the same plant, so you just have to copy this storage location and create a new storage location 0099. That's it. Copy all. Okay, I think our entry already exists, so just give another number. You give some 08 or something like that. A1. Copy all. Entry already exists. Okay. It is coming here in the business system. Okay. So business system is fine. Business system, you do not have to do anything. At least your storage location will be copied now. So I created 2 storage location. Okay. You guys can use. Okay. Similarly, you just have to create a new storage location in the T code OX09. Okay. Come to this T code, create a new storage location that will be for your personal training. Okay, for your exercises, and give your name in the description so that other person will not touch or will not use your storage location. Okay, give your name in the storage location and you guys can use it. So I have created 2, 0099 and 0A1. So among you guys can take any of these storage location, and because plant and the storage location combination is the only thing required for assigning your warehouse number. Rest everything you can follow the exercise. Okay, because plant, all the company code, all the finance settings, all the SD related settings, everything we need. So that's why we are taking the existing plant. Only the point is storage location we are creating new. That's it. Okay. All right. So we'll be having material also available in the system. We just have to extend the material, your views, which is your this. And this is the latest version, S/4HANA 2022. Okay. I was showing this 103 94. All right. So it's just like a normal material master. Only thing is we have extended 2 more views here, warehouse management 1 and 2. So when you extend it, you need a plant. Plant we are using this, so we all can use the same plant. Only our storage location should be different. Okay. Warehouse number, my warehouse number, I'm using ZaP WM. I have created storage type which is high rack. Okay. So when you come to this MM01 transaction, this anyhow I'm display. But if you come to this MM01 transaction, and when you select this view, okay, the only additional thing we have to pass here is okay. If I select this warehouse management view while extending, so system will ask you to pass the warehouse number and the storage type. Okay, system will ask you to give your warehouse number and your storage type, your rack storage or your bulk storage or rack 1, rack 2, rack 3, whatever the storage type you want. You can simply copy from the standard and keep it ready. So as of now, for your training, you just take the storage type 001 or 01, which is for your high rack. Okay. and just give here. It will eventually take you to your warehouse management view. Okay. In the warehouse management view also, you can see here a lot of fields for different cases, like stock removal strategy, placement. We'll have a look at this field when we discuss that. Two-step picking process. Okay. Spatial movement process. Then the warehouse management 2, we already discussed about this bin, storage bin. This is this bin is for, anyone remember for what purpose this bin was? Anyone?
Yeah, it was for fixed bin.
This was for the fixed bin. And
Yeah.
what do we have fixed bin? Fixed bin is, this is a dedicated bin for this material.
Yeah,
Whenever,
for specific material.
yeah, this is a dedicated bin for this material for a particular rack. Okay, for a particular rack, this material will be always placed into this bin that we'll define here. And if we are taking the removal also, then during the removal or the picking also, the system will always refer this bin for this particular rack. Okay, if we are picking this material on this particular rack, high rack, and our strategy is fixed bin, our strategy also has to be fixed bin, then only the system will come and pick this storage bin. Okay, strategy is strategy means how we are going to place or how we are going to pick. These controls are called strategy. Okay, how we are going to pick or how we are going to place material, this is called the strategy. Okay, all right. Okay. Okay. So these are the only two things which we have. Now we have the maximum bin quantity, minimum bin quantity. Okay, this we can control. Okay, for it. Okay, the maximum bin quantity and minimum bin quantity. This is not for a particular bin that we have. Okay, this is again with respect to this bin that we are defining here. Your fixed bin. The maximum bin quantity, maximum bin, minimum bin quantity for this particular fixed bin only. Okay. And this will be used for rounding. Okay, this is a different thing which will generally be when we use use the lots like spare parts, nut bolts, okay, screws. So for that we used to have this maximum bin or minimum bin quantity because we are creating a lot. So screws, etc. These we are doing the good receipt, etc. as a lot. Okay, that time we are going to use this. Anyhow. So these are the two view that we have to extend for our material. You guys can use this material number 94 and can use it. Now we have to come to the topic which is the transfer requirement. Okay, transfer requirement. SAP warehouse management transfer requirement disclaimer agenda. We have to discuss here about the transfer requirement. What is transfer requirement? Transfer requirement creating automatically or manually, and transfer requirement report. This is not a create actually. Transfer requirement for storage type or the material. This is not the creating a transfer requirement, but it's a report actually. How many transfer requirement created for material? How many transfer requirement created for a storage type? Okay, it's a report basically. Okay, So the only two things that we have to cover is manually creation and the automatic creation. A report anyhow will cover, but major thing to be noticed here is manual and the automatic creation of transfer requirement. So first of all, let's understand what is the transfer requirement. Transfer requirement are used to pass on information on goods movement that are posted in the inventory management to warehouse management. It means transfer requirement. Now this is the first point that we are starting, where we talk about inventory, which we call as a inventory management, and your warehouse management. Okay, so there is a link between inventory and the warehouse management. Okay, so that link, now we will discuss all those links. Okay, for example, I'll just give you one example. But we are doing 101 good receipt of purchase order in mean MIGO transaction. But when we are doing 101 goods movement, what kind of a goods movement it will trigger in warehouse? Okay, that we have to understand. It means in the warehouse also we have a movement types. Okay, in the warehouse also we have a movement type. So my movement type is 101. What will be my warehouse movement type, which we call it as a reference movement type? Okay, so this is the structure in SAP we are following. In also we have a movement type. In WM also we have a movement type, and we are linking. Okay, we are linking. We'll have a look at those configuration. Those configurations are important before we go and create the transfer requirement in the system. Okay, so transfer requirement, because if we do not have that link of movement type and the WM movement type, if we do not establish that link, the requirement, it means if you are triggering any good receipt or the goods issue in your inventory, then corresponding movement in the WM will be unknown. WM will not know whether it has to come to the 902 or 910. Okay, when it will come to the 902? At the time of good receipt in the warehouse. And when it will come to the 910? When we are going to plan 9 goods issue. Okay, when we are going to plan or execute goods issue from the warehouse. Got it? Clear? Okay. So two things, inventory management, warehouse management, both has a movement type and there is a link. Okay, we are linking these two movement types. This link is required because certain transaction we are doing the good receipt, because both are the inventory, both we have to make a sync. If we are doing something 101 in good receipt in your it will show a stock in MMBE. Okay, that inventory in MMBE and warehouse inventory, warehouse management stock, LS26, both we have to make a sync. Okay, it has to be in sync. It is not something that my inventory in the is showing good receipt of 200 pieces, whereas my warehouse management is showing only 100 pieces good receipt. So that kind of a sync we have to establish. Okay. So transfer requirement, transferring the data from inventory, the good receipt data or the goods issue data to the warehouse using the movement type linking SPRO configuration. Now transfer requirement, what is the use? To initiate the goods movement in the warehouse, to initiate material replenishment for the production storage bins in the production supply area using the production planning component, to call up transfer requirement reports in order to get overall view of pending goods movement. Okay, so the first point itself, which we have covered, that any kind of a inventory and a good receipt or the goods issue, as an example, what kind of a movement it should trigger? Obviously, it should trigger the good receipt in the warehouse and the goods issue. So that will be triggering based on this linking of the movement types. And if we have the linking of the movement type, then only this good receipt requirement or goods issue requirement will go to warehouse management module. Okay. Other than that, the good receipt on the goods issue, we can also cover talk about the production, because WM and the PP is also integrated. Where if we keep on goods issuing or consuming the component for the production, consuming the component for the production means there is a goods issue which is happening from the warehouse to PP, which we call it as a production supply area. Okay, we are doing the goods issue from warehouse to the PP, which is the production supply area. That component consumption. Okay, and after component consumption, there is a material replenishment is also required. That component, we keep on creating the material requirement planning, MRP. Okay, to do those replenishment, but again, how all of this will work based on the requirement gathering only. That there is a requirement of replenishment. So everything, whether stock is coming in the warehouse, whether the stock is going out of the warehouse, it will be triggered from the MM inventory only. Okay, or it will be triggered from the PP, for the component consumption. So this PPT, this slide is talking about from where the transfer requirement might come. Transfer requirement might come from the MM inventory, whether it's a good receipt or the goods issue, or transfer requirement may also come from the PP area, production planning, which is your production supply area, or component consumption. Okay, component consumption and their replenishment. Okay, and then we have the reports. Transfer requirement reports are there. As I told that we are covering 2 reports. How many transfer requirement for particular material, or how many transfer requirement for a particular rack storage type are open or closed. So those open transfer requirement we can see in the system to track how many transfer requirement, just for the planning purpose, we can have a look at those transfer requirement report. Okay. All right. Now the prerequisite. There are 2 ways of setting up the automatic creation of transfer requirement. Set the transfer requirement indicator on this particular SPRO path. This I will show. On the right side, set the transfer requirement indicator on the initial screen, the posting good receipt or the goods issue in IM. Okay. Now, automatic, we will be covering transfer requirement 2 ways. One is a creation with the T code LB01. Okay. And another way is creating automatically. For automatic creation, the 2 options has been given in this flow. One is a trigger from WM or configuring in WM. Another is whenever we are creating the data in the IM, in the MM, any good receipt or any goods issue posting, that time we have to click one flag there. But right side option is not preferable because that is a manual option, and every time when all the transaction they have to enable that flag, which doesn't make any sense. Okay, we cannot keep it on the business that every time, and if they miss that flag, then what will happen? The transfer requirement will not generate automatically. Then in WM, someone has to create those transfer requirement manually. Okay, so we will not go to the right side option. If you want the transfer requirement every time to be created whenever there is a good receipt or the goods issue posting from the MM area to WM, then we'll go for the left side option, which is we'll make a SPRO setting in the WM itself. I'll show that SPRO setting to trigger the transfer requirement. All right. Okay. Okay. So as the word itself said, transfer requirement. So it means it is transferring of the goods. Okay. Whether it's an inbound to the warehouse or going out to the warehouse or within the warehouse or going to the production supply area, PP, or within the warehouse also, if we are transferring from one bin to another bin. Transfer requirement. Okay. Within the warehouse, anyhow, we have that is an internal movement. There we can directly work on the transfer order. We can directly create the transfer order. But if there is a module linking, like MM inventory linked to the warehouse or production supply area PP linking to the warehouse. Okay, when we are talking about module integration of the warehouse, that time this topic of transfer requirement will come. Okay, because this transfer requirement will make a setting in the SPRO configuration that any transaction which is coming from MM, it's a good receipt or the goods issue or the PP for the component replenishment, that time create a transfer requirement automatically in the system. Okay, module integration. But if we talk about the warehouse, movement of the stock within the warehouse, if we are moving from one place to another place, there we may not necessarily need the transfer requirement. We can directly create the transfer order. What is the purpose of this transfer requirement? The purpose of this transfer requirement is to create the transfer order eventually. Okay. This transfer requirement will work as a reference to create the transfer order in the system. Okay. Just take an example of, if you guys have worked in as a purchase order, you need a purchase requisition, right? A purchase requisition as a reference to your purchase order. Similarly, here we have the transfer requirement as a reference to create the transfer order. But this is generally required when you have MMWM integration or PPWM integration. Okay. And because transfer of the goods, good receipt or the goods issue, okay, will be happening in the inventory, or it will be a replenishment from PP, production order. Okay, that time only it will be doing the component consumption in the production PP area. So the consumption or the good receipt, whether it's a or PP, will generate a transfer requirement, and it will be happening automatically. But if we are moving the goods from within the warehouse, that time we do not need any transfer requirement. We can create manually if you want, but business generally create directly one transfer order. Okay, again, that is a business practice. If within the warehouse, if they are moving the stock from one place to another place, if they want this to be captured in the transfer requirement, manually transfer requirement we need to create, manual one. Okay, and with reference to that transfer requirement, they will create a transfer order for within warehouse movement. Otherwise, the business can directly create transfer order also. Now it's again depend on the business practice, how business wanted to set up this. Okay. All right. Let me know if any queries are there understanding this transfer requirement. We'll have a look at this in the SPRO configuration. Okay, where is the setting to have this automatic transfer requirement. Create transfer requirement automatically. Okay. Create transfer requirement manually. So this I will show in the system. Okay. This is a report actually. How many transfer requirement created for a storage type. Another is also report how many storage transfer requirement for material. Okay, these two are reports. So here we end the transfer requirement PPT. Let's go to the SPRO configuration. As I said, the prerequisite is the movement type linking. Okay, before we come to the transfer requirement, we should understand the prerequisite. The prerequisite is the movement type linking, where we can see that logistic execution, warehouse management, when you come to activities, then transfer, and then you can see here movement type. Okay, there are three things: requirement type, shipment type, movement type. Okay, so first of all, come to the requirement types. What all requirement we will be, what all document we will be working with. We will be working with purchase order and sales order. So just copy these two for this training purpose. Just copy these two. There are other things also: production supply area. Okay, production supply area, PSA, or normal production order. Okay, or it's a cost center. We do the goods issue consumption against the cost center also, right? Cost center, correct? Give me just 1 minute. Right. So for our training purpose, you do not do all this Kanban or other things. Okay. You can simply just copy the requirement type of purchase order and the sales order. And what we have in the requirement type, you can see these fields. This is your MSEG table, material document table. Okay. From this field, the system is going to capture this field is for MSEG, EBLN is for your purchase order number. And this is your sales order number. And it is also connected with the tabular structure. Okay. You can see LIPS. And this is internally, it is connected to the tabular structure. So this is the entirely technical. Okay. This is a table field. For your material document field is connected with your standard field for LIPS, VGBL and all. Okay. So here we do not have to create anything new. You just copy what kind of a transaction we are integrating our WM with. So we are integrating the purchase order and the sales order. We will be creating the purchase requirement or the sales requirement. Purchase order transfer requirement or sales order transfer requirement. Okay. Why we need this? Because this requirement type we have to add in the WM movement type. We will be creating the movement type in WM also. In WM also, there is a standard movement type has been given. And those like in MM, whatever the company code you will create, correct? All company code can use same movement type because there the movement type has been created at the client level. Okay. In MM inventory, the movement type is created at the client level. Same is not case with the WM. In WM, movement type is created warehouse specific. Okay. It means we have to create the warehouse specific movement type. Okay. Warehouse specific movement type we have to create. So to create the movement types, we need this. And since I will be creating the movement type 101 and 601, 101 for good receipt, 601 is for goods issued to the customer. So I am copying this requirement type B for purchase order, B for sales order. Okay. I think this I have already created or what? Let me check. Z. I think I have copied already these two for my warehouse here. Okay. These two I have already copied for my warehouse. Requirement for purchase order and sales order. I just copied and changed my warehouse number. That's it. So copy this requirement type. Come to the next configuration, shipment type. Okay. This is also just a table entry. Okay. Shipment type is the goods direction. Whether it's a put away, whether you're doing the placement of the stock or you are doing the stock removal or you are doing the posting change. Okay. So what we will be doing, we are configuring for the purchase order and the sales order. Purchase order we will use for good receipt. Good receipt means we will be doing the good receipt. Good receipt means the placement, which is called the put away. Put away. So the shipment type indicator is E for put away. And we'll be also doing the goods issue where we'll be doing the picking. So the shipment type is A. These two we'll copy for our purchase order and sales order. Purchase order, put away. Sales order, stock removal. A. Again, these indicator will be also used where? In the movement type only. So I have already copied for my warehouse. Okay, stock removal for my sales order, put away for my purchase order. Okay. These are the standard one. We can create our existing, shipment type also. Okay, if you want to create Z1, Z2 or something like that, although it's just a one indicator, one character, so that also we can use. Okay. All right. So these two types, requirement type and the shipment type, eventually we will be using in defined movement types. Okay, defined movement types. Okay. All right. Let me know if any doubts are there. So what we are doing, we are taking two direction, good receipt and the goods issue. Good receipt will be doing in purchase order cycle. position the sales order cycle corresponding shipment type and the movement requirement type and the shipment type we have copied. Now come to the movement type. Now in this movement type, you can see the standard movement type has been given 91, 92, 93, 101, 102, 103. And these movement type are warehouse specific. You can see the warehouse number associated with each movement type. It means wherever you are creating a new warehouse number, unlike your MM, in MM, all the movement types are available for all the plants, all the company codes at the client level. But here we have to create. So you can just simply copy. So if I just show you any, like this is the 101 movement type. 101 movement type. This is the shipment type that we copied in the previous configuration, E for put away. Requirement type is B for purchase order. But we are doing 101. So this will be put away, placement of the stock, and this is the purchase order. Reference document is the purchase order. Okay. And these are the option for transfer requirement and the transfer order, whether the manual is allowed or not. So in our case, we will be doing the manual also, manual transfer requirement, manual transfer order will be creating. So we'll enable both the checkbox. Okay. Then below the fields that you can see GR data in quant. If you remember, I told you that quant will take the GR date, the latest GR date. Okay, GR date. So that GR date is flowing from this control. Okay, if business doesn't want that GR date, we have to disable this flag. Okay. All right. Okay. So as of now, let's keep it till here. Automatic TO and other thing we'll have a look at later. Okay. So this 101 and yeah, you can see here source storage type, and this is the destination, and this is for the returns. There are three storage type has been given: source storage type, destination storage type, and this is the return. Okay. Source storage type you will fill in for your staging area, good receipt staging area, line 02. Destination you will fill in the movement type 601. Okay. Now, if I discuss this, okay, suppose you have the warehouse. In the warehouse, you are triggering the movement type 101. Okay, you are doing the GR. So what will be the first place? If we are receiving the goods in the warehouse, what will be the first place? Anyone remember? What is the first storage type? When I'm doing the GR, suppose unloading is done, and now I have to do the GR. What is the first storage type will be used in the warehouse? Okay. This is the warehouse. This is my WM. And there is a truck. Okay. And from the truck, we have done the unloading. Unloading is done. We have unload the goods. Where the unloading will happen? At the warehouse door. Okay. Now, this is the door, inbound door. All right. Same thing, I'll make it here. And here we are doing loading from the door. This is your goods issue. Now, in this warehouse, okay, in this warehouse, this is my first storage type. What are the storage type? These two. Anyone remember? Where the goods are being staging area. Where the goods are being held temporarily. Staging area. These are the temporarily staging area. And anyone remember what is the staging area storage type number? Storage type number. What is the number?
902 for inbound, 910 for outbound.
902. 902 is for good receipt staging area. Okay. 902 is my good receipt staging area. And 910 is my goods issue staging area. Okay, so these green are, this is your GR area, this is your this is my GR staging area, and this is my goods issue staging area. Storage type number 902, 910. Okay. And what kind of a movement type is this? I am doing the good receipt of my purchase order. Okay, I'm doing good receipt of my purchase order. And if you are doing the GR, for your purchase order, PO, then what movement type you use? In MM. In MM, what type of movement type we use? 101. Okay, in WM also we have same movement type, 101. Okay. All right. If we are doing the GR against the PO, okay, MM will have 101 and WM also will have 101. All right. Clear? And if I'm doing the goods issue of my sales order, okay, if I'm doing the goods issue of my sales order, in MM, what kind of movement will be triggered? 601 to reduce the stock. In MM, inventory, not in MM. MM will have purchase order also, MM inventory. And here also we have same movement type, 601. Now, 101 will be used here when we are doing inbound. This is my GR, 101 will be used, right? 101 movement type. And 601 will be used for goods issue. Okay, for GR, we'll be using 101. For goods issue, we'll be using 601. Now, if I come to the SPRO, and you have a look at this movement type, 101. You can see the source. This is my staging area I will keep. It means whenever I'm doing 101 in my MM, it will trigger WM 101 because both are linked. I'll show the configuration where both are being mapped. Okay. Both are mapped. All right. Give me just 1 second. Okay. All right. 101, 101 and 601, 601. Okay. 101, 101, 601, 601. So whenever we will create a purchase order, we will do the GR. When you do the GR in MM, it will create a 101 movement type. It will trigger the WM movement type 101. And when it will trigger the 101 movement type, your system will come to this movement type 101. This screen, this SPRO configuration. And from this SPRO configuration, the system will come to know what is the staging area 902. Okay. What is the staging area 902? So now you can simply understand. Okay. This is your 101 movement is happening, and we have to find out how this 902 system will determine. Okay. How the system will come to know about this number 902. There has to be some place, and that place is your movement type, WM movement type. Okay. how we have in 101 connected with 902 good receipt staging area. Similarly, for your 601 movement type in WM, you have another 601 movement type. And there we kept the destination as 910 or 916. Okay. There are a lot of different destination available. Okay. Sometimes they do the goods issue general. Both are fine. Okay. 916, 910, both are fine. If you want to keep 910 goods issue general or only shipping area delivery. Okay. So you can change it to 910. It's a general staging area. But if you keep 916, it is always a deliveries, shipping related deliveries with the shipment document. Right? You can see here 910, 601 connected with your 910, and there it was in the source field. Okay, source means it's a good receipt staging area. Destination means goods issue staging area. So their corresponding storage type you have to fill. This will be used for returns process. Returns. Okay. For returns after the goods is written in the warehouse where we should keep. So there is a return warehouse. The return storage type will keep. All the return goods will keep on a separate rack. Okay. Shipment type. You can see stock removal and requirement type is sales document, which we have saw in the previous configuration. Here we do not enable this GR date in the quant. Okay. Because we are not, quant will have the GR date. It will never have a goods issue date. Okay. Quant will be always block while picking, that we have discussed an example yesterday. So this control we are not enabling, this flag we are not enabling for 601 movement because it's a picking, it's a goods issue. Okay. It will pick the quant. Okay. It will not create any quant. Only the good receipt will create a quant with a good receipt date. And goods issue will cause the picking. Picking will pick the quant. So that's why we are not updating or creating any quant. So we are not enabling any flag for the goods issue. Okay. Manual TO or creation is allowed. So if we want, the business can create the manual TR for these goods issue, then we can allow manual TR on manual TO setting. Okay. So these two movement types, just copy for your warehouse. Okay. I think I have copied only one Z101 and I have enabled this out of these two flags, right? Yeah, these two. Manual TO and manual TR. Out of these two flags, in the standard setting, this manual TR was disabled. So I have enabled because I want to create TR manually with this movement type 101. Okay. But in actual practice, this 101 should trigger from MM. So the transfer requirement should not be created manually. It should always be created automatically from MM. As I said, transfer requirement automation, automatic transfer requirement should create whenever the movement type is in integration with MM inventory or it's a consumption from PP. 101, 601, okay, like that. Okay. 201 consumption to the production order. Right? But I am keeping it enabled because I want the 101. I should be in a position to create this 101 manually also. So I'm creating there, I'm enabling this flag. But that is the only thing I have made the changes. And let me also copy for 601 movement type for my warehouse. Let's copy this. Change the warehouse number. requirement type L, I think has not. As I said, these two configuration, shipment type and requirement type, the requirement and shipment type, we should copy for our warehouse. Let me see what I have copied. ZWM. I created for sales order. I should have a sales document L. This requirement type will give you the reference, whether it's a sales document, it's an outbound delivery, okay, or it's a purchase order inbound delivery. Shipment type. This I have created A and E. Define movement types. Okay. Now I just copy 601 movement type. These all are the WM movement types. Just copy this for your warehouse. Okay, print code error will come, so you better remove this print code. That's it. Okay, wherever you are stuck, just blank that field. When we'll come to the printing and all, that time we will decide. So these two movement type I have copied. Okay, 101 and 601. And to create this movement type, you also have to do the prerequisite configuration, which is your shipment type you have to create for purchase order sales document. Okay, and a shipment type flag, which is your stock removal and the put away flag, A and E. Right? So that will be required to create these movement types. Right? And now you guys have understood that if anything happening in the MM inventory, okay, it is going to trigger the corresponding WM movement type. All right. And how the system will come to know about the staging area, because in this WM only we have kept 902 in source field, okay, and in 601 we have assigned 910, or you can assign 916 also, that is also fine. Staging area 910 or 916 is your goods issue staging area, right? Goods issue staging area. Okay, from here the system will come to know that what is your goods issue staging area. Okay, from the WM movement types. Okay, so now we discuss about, we have defined this WM movement type. Now we'll go to the configuration. We'll have a look at where these two MM and the WM movement types are linked together. Okay, before that, let's take a break. Okay, we'll connect back 11:45. Okay, 11:45 will start. We'll just quickly have a look at these mapping of these two SPRO configuration. And in the next class, we'll create the transfer requirement manually, and the automatic also will have a look. Okay, otherwise, at least the manual transfer requirement, I'll create it today. Okay, in the next class, we can have a look at the automatic one. As if you can have a look at this goods issue staging area. Okay, now, as I said, you can take either 910 or 916. Okay, so I'll take you back to these two staging area, storage type. One is the 910, which we are using. Okay. Another is 916 that we are using. Okay. If you see, then you will hardly find any difference in these two. They are two mixed. These are the put away control. Obviously, for put away control, we are not using anything major than stock removal. Allow negative stock. Another is here 910. You see here, it checks and allow negative stock. Both are almost same. Then why SAP has given these two? If both are same, shipping goods issue area general, shipping area deliveries. So if I show this picture, okay, let's say I have one more staging area. This is also a goods issue staging area, 916. Okay, this is also a goods issue staging area. And door, all right. But why as both are same? SPRO configuration of 910, 916, both are same. But why SAP has given 2? This is for the business decision that if they want the staging area only for outbound deliveries, okay, only for the outbound deliveries with reference to the deliveries, okay. 910 is a goods issue area general. It means any goods issue in the inventory, whether it is going to the customer, whether it's a goods issue to the cost center, okay, any goods issue, we can use 910 as a general goods issue area. But if we wanted to have a goods issue staging area specific to the deliveries, specific to the trucks only, if you want only deliveries which will be getting loaded on the truck, and we have a dedicated staging area only for the delivery, then 916. And if you want trucks, or we can have the goods issue against the cost center, right? Against the cost center, what else? We can have the goods issue of the component to the production area, okay, to the production order PP. There we do the goods issue of the component, right? All right. If you want everything, cost center goods issue, production order goods issue, everything, okay, and we wanted to have a common staging area, so we call it as a 910, which is a goods issue general staging area, okay, general staging area. So that's why the SAP has given 2, 910, 916. But if you look at the configuration of both are exactly same. Okay, there's no much difference, right? But just for the business sake, they have given 2 different numbers in the system. That's it. Right? If business wanted to further drive any logic on that. Okay. Now we have discussed about defining the movement types, and let's have a look at this mapping. Okay, MM and WM movement type mapping, for which come out of this configuration, and let's go to the interface node. Open this interfaces node, click on the inventory management on this, then you come to the defined movement types. Okay, earlier we saw the defined movement types in activities. In activities, we have defined the movement types. In activities, we have defined movement types. In interfaces, also we have a defined movement types. But the actual movement type that we have defined for WM 101 and 601 that we have performed in the activities. Transfer, then movement types. There we have actually defined. But in the interfaces where you see the defined movement types, here we are assigning. We are assigning the whatever the defined movement types of WM, we are assigning with the MM movement types. So let's go to the first node. You can see here. Okay. If you read the caption here, it is written, it is the movement type for IM movement type. Okay. Now let's have a look at this table. This is your IM movement type on the left side. IM movement types. So whatever the movement type you can see here, these all are your MM movement types. MM. Okay. And on the right side, this movement type that you see here, reference movement types. This is the movement type that we have created. Okay, we have defined. For our warehouse, we have defined the movement type 101. Now this mapping, this is at the client level. Okay, whatever the mapping that you see, right? 101 is mapped to 999 or 101 mapped to good receipt for the asset is mapped to WM movement type 999. Good receipt for sales order mapped to 999 with one movement indicator. Okay, but in our case, our goods receipt is against the purchase order. Okay, good receipt is against the purchase order. So as I said, these mapping of left side MM movement type and the WM movement type, this is at the client level and available for all the warehouses. But the only thing is our warehouse should be we should have movement type defined, whatever the movement type that we can see on the right side, right? 101, etc., 999 or 601. That we should have defined for our warehouse number first. If we have not defined those movement type for our warehouse number, then this linking will not work. How? What I want to say? I want to say if you have not defined this movement type in this table, if you have a look, if I do not define any movement type, for example, if I'm not defining this 101, okay, if I'm not defining this 101 in WM, then obviously although the mapping is there, the standard mapping at the client level, okay, this configuration, which is the standard mapping at the client level 101 to 101. What is that? GR for the purchase order. Second, asset sales order, asset, customer stock. Orders on hand, customer stock B. Sales order for the stock order. Wait, I'm showing you. I can simply position 101. Value update has to be yes. Quantity update, special stock movement type indicator, and consumption. This one, GR good receipt. This is the one for our purchase order. 101 on the left side, 101 on the right side. Okay. So this entry is available at the client level for all the warehouses. This mapping is there, but this mapping will not work until unless, let's come back to the Excel sheet. Until unless this mapping is there, 101 and 101. This mapping is there. But this mapping will not work for your warehouse until unless you define this 101 warehouse for your warehouse number. Okay. This mapping is available at the client level, but until unless you define this 101 warehouse, 101 movement type for your warehouse number, this mapping will not work. Okay. So that we have defined. That's why I showed you at the beginning how to define the movement types for your warehouse number. And I defined two warehouse movement type, 101 and 601 for my warehouse number. Now, since I have defined, so for my warehouse, this mapping will work. Okay. This mapping is for your purchase order good receipt. How I'll come to know? Because we know in our purchase order good receipt, value update is there, quantity update is there, right? This value update and quantity update, I hope you know. Okay. Value update, finance posting, quantity update is the MM posting on good receipt, right? We know on the good receipt or goods issue, it will update the stock posting and the finance posting. And this is B. B means with respect to your purchase order. Okay. This is, one second. Yeah. This is B, which is with respect to your purchase order indicator. Okay. And this is your WM movement type. So,
And where is a warehouse we have defined?
in here in this linking.
Yeah. You just said no that we will have a movement type at client level, but we have to define the warehouse. So where is warehouse here?
Exactly.
We
So where,
created the
this,
ZW, right?
yeah. So this setting which I just showed you, that is at the client level, and the warehouse one which we have defined in the activities. We defined one movement type there, right? ZWM. Here I have defined for these two movement type 101, 601, right? 101, where we have linked
Okay.
with the area, right?
Uh-huh.
So these two we have to define for our warehouse number. If we have defined, then only that client level linking will be available for my warehouse movement types. Okay. Otherwise, right? If you do not define, then this linking will be available. This linking is a standard. It will be available for all the warehouse. Okay, but until unless you define these movement types for your warehouse number, okay, this linking will not be activated basically. Okay, you have to use it to activate this linking for your warehouse. You have to define the warehouse movement types. Okay, and where you can see on the right side, you can see these are your section. For my purchase order, it's a very simple. This is the one, good receipt, GR for good receipt something. Okay, where it has gone. This is the one, very simple. And similarly, for 601 also, we already have the standard setup available. Okay, 601 also, quantity and value update both we need. Quantity and value update, this is the one. Quantity and value update both we need. L is for delivery, reference to delivery, and this is 601 for WM. Left side 601 is for IM. Okay. Goods issue. So this entire setting, here we do not have to do anything. Okay. This setup is standard available, and there are around 6,000 entries. Okay. So we do not have to do anything here. This is the standard setup. Linking of and WM movement types are available, considering all the value update, all this, movement type indicator for L and different stock types like cost center and etc. Everything is available. For our movement, whatever the processes are there, accordingly, we have to just define the corresponding movement type here. Okay. All right. Let's come to the next one, LEWM interface to inventory management. Okay. Now, here you can see, suppose some of the linkage, okay, that we have defined there, and you want to have here on a reference number. Okay. Right. For example, for in our case, instead of 101, we have defined Z01, movement type Z01. Okay, if we are defining something different warehouse number, something different warehouse movement type, like this is mapped to Z01. You copied standard 101 and created the Z01, something like that. Z01. In that case, if you are keeping like this, okay, or instead of 601, you have created Z06, something like that for goods issue. If you are keeping like this, then what you have to do, in addition to the previous configuration, we do not have to touch anything in the linking, because that is at the client level. If you touch it, anything there, it is going to impact all the warehouses. So we do not have to touch anything there. Rather than what we have to do, we have to come to this next configuration, this second configuration, LEWM interface to the inventory management. Here, this is for my first one. Okay, 101 for against my purchase order. Okay, this is my WM movement. Here it's different. Left side it is WM movement. This reference movement is your WM movements. 101. Right side it is inventory movement. If you just copy this, and if you keep your warehouse number ZWM here, okay, you can give, okay, ZWM, and if you wanted to make like this, instead of, if you are creating another movement type like Z01 or something, okay, Z01. So here you can simply do like this, Z01. it is taking only number. So I think we have to make it like 81801. This way. All right. And other than that, if you're other than Z, in what all cases we can use it, because it's a warehouse number specific control. Okay, it's a warehouse number specific control. What all control we have here? Let me just first of all cancel. Come back. If you have a look at this, so for my warehouse, if I'm triggering 101 for my purchase order, let's say I'm keeping movement type, etc. same, both sides, 101, 101. I'm not making any new movement type other than I want this transfer requirement in standard. So if you look at this asterisk means this setting is applicable for all the warehouses. Okay. 101 is mapped to the 101 linking that we saw in the previous configuration. 101, 101 linking. We are not talking about the linking here. We are talking about this thing. There are some setting here, the column. You can see transfer requirement, automatic setting. Okay. And then this is one. This is immediate TO creation. This is also automatic TO creation. Then mail controlling. Then GR date indicator. So these are the columns. These are the different settings. Okay. And this asterisk means client level. This asterisk means the client level. That this setting is available for all the warehouse. If you are defining the warehouse 101, then for your warehouse, if you do not define any specific setting here, then by default, it will take this asterisk warehouse. For your warehouse 101, it will create the TR automatically because you have set the flag here. Immediate TO creation will not happen because you have not, all the other settings are blank. Okay, all the other settings are blank. But based on the business requirement, if they want, no, we want the TO to be created immediately, automatic TO creation, and we do not want the TR to be created automatically. We want the manual for our 101 good receipt. So what you have to do, you have to copy this, replace with your warehouse number ZWM. Business do not want this automatic, so you can here you can change the setting, and business want the TO to be created automatically. Okay. And the other settings also. There are a lot of settings. Okay. Manual email, mail control, GR date. If you want the GR date to be set as a current date or the material date or the posting from the material date. Okay, GR date I'm keeping as a current date. So all those settings you can change for your warehouse specific number. Okay. So whenever MM on the right side, it is MM, IM, inventory management. This is, so whenever your 101 is triggering your 101 here in the warehouse, you will have these control available. If you are not defining this warehouse specific control in this, so the by default, the system will take this asterisk, the client level setting for your 101 movement types for all the warehouses. Okay, by default for all the warehouses, wherever the 101 has been defined, these settings are applicable. TR will be created automatically because TR requirement is X. TO will not create automatically because immediate TO setting is off. So these settings will be applicable for your 101. If you do not define anything specific here, this asterisk is a default or the client level setting for all the warehouse movement types 101. Similarly, the same discussion will follow for the other movement types also. And if you want any specific setting for your 101 or 601 or any other movement types, like automatic TR creation, automatic TO generation, or the good receipt date setting for that particular movement type, then you come here and copy and create your own warehouse movement types. And that setting will be applicable only for that particular warehouse number and the movement type combination. If you have only one movement type, where the settings are changed. You do not want the other movement type like 601 or 201. So don't maintain any entry by default. Anyhow, the asterisk one will be applicable. Whatever the standard asterisk warehouse number, that is your default warehouse number. Asterisk is a default warehouse number. Okay. Or you can understand at the client level setting for all the warehouse number. Okay. So when we come to the transaction data, that time we'll come to these and we'll set up a control. Now for automatic transport requirement, this is the flag we have to enable X. Since it is already there at the client level, asterisk at the client level, all the warehouses 101, all the warehouses 101 at the client level, this setting is already on X. So we do not have to separately copy and create for our warehouse number and enable any setting. It is by default, it is applicable, available.
Samir,
Yeah.
so we defined it on the material level also that manual TR creation, we put that checkbox, right? If you remember.
At the material level?
Yeah. On the material level, there was one checkbox, right? You put that manual TR, there was a checkbox, and if you remove that checkbox, it will automatically. So how that is difference and what is difference here?
Material master, you're saying, huh?
Yeah.
Material master, I don't remember. Let me open material master.
You show that example, no? Previously, there was warehouse movement to warehouse management.
Where did I show it? In the Excel sheet or
No,
in the MM0?
On the system itself.
Let me open MM0. 1 second. Okay, this is the first view. Okay, and this is the second view. Now here we do not have any control for transfer requirement.
That was, I think, in define area where there was one more place wherein you showed that there was a checkbox of manual TR. I think.
I got you. So you are talking about this PPT actually.
Also on the screen, also you showed on the system also that you need to click that checkbox and manual TR and.
Okay. Wait. Okay, got it. It is not on this. It is not in the material. It is in the movement type. You are talking about the movement type, where we have defined the movement type, right? 101 and 601.
Right. Yeah.
This place you are talking about. These two. Yeah. These two you are talking about, right?
This one. Yeah. Transfer requirement, and there is a
Yes.
So here, what is difference between here and there? I did not go.
So this is the transfer requirement manual. Manual TR is allowed or not allowed.
Uncheck this. So if you uncheck this, then it is means it is automatic TO creation and automatic TR creation. Okay.
No. It is manual only. This setting is not for automatic. Huh? Okay.
You uncheck means that is automatic. No? Check, when you put check, then it will allow you to manual creation. But if you uncheck that, then both TR and TO will go automatic route, right?
No. Manual means manual is allowed or not. If you enable, then manual is allowed. If you disable, then manual is not allowed. It doesn't mean it's automatic. Okay. Okay. Manual staff in the warehouse, they can create manually or they cannot create manually. It is that setting. If you disable, that doesn't mean automatic. If you disable, it means manually not allowed. Okay. It means.
So basically, yeah, I got it. Now, so basically here, if you say manual TR creation allowed, okay, you put the checkbox here.
Yeah.
And if you forget there to remove that X asterisk mark there, it will conflict.
Yeah. No, nothing will happen. Although it will create automatic all the time. All the time it will create automatically. Okay. all the time, it will create automatically only.
Then what is the
Automatic.
use of okay, so you put that so in that particular configuration you put that X there, so you are indicating system that you always create a TR automatically. And if you put a
Automatically.
checkbox here on a manual TR creation allowed, so then wouldn't system be like conflicting that at one end you are saying that automatic and here you are saying?
I will tell you, this is an additional option available. Whenever I'm creating a GR, let's take an example of 101. If I'm doing the GR 101, what will happen based on that X? Automatically transfer requirement will happen, right? Okay. Every time I'm doing GR, every time the automatic transfer requirement will happen. Now, let's talk about a case where I want to perform the GR, okay, but I do not have any good receipt reference available from MM. Okay, there could be a certain situation, an exceptional scenario, where they wanted to perform the GR with reference to 101 only, although 101 is for purchase order. That's why in the standard setting, you do not find this manual option available. But for the training purpose, I'm enabling this manual option. It means what kind of a warehouse I'm making? I'm making good receipt, automatic TR, always the automatic TR will be creating. But I'm talking about a certain situation where I have to perform the GR. Okay, I have to perform a GR in my warehouse. Okay, but I do not have any GR, good receipt available or being triggered from MM. In that case, I will be creating a manual TR. Okay, manual TR I will create in the system. That is an option, additional option is available. Okay, but it will not cause any system conflict. All right. So that's why this manual TR option is available, not for this reference movement type where you have, good receipt, purchase order, reference, where you have the reference document. There, this manual TR option is generally disabled in the standard setting. Okay. It will always go for the automatic one. Generally, it will go for like cost center or inventory differences or the physical inventory, those cases, we go for the manual TR option available. Okay, got it?
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So yeah, so these are the things that we have covered. These are the prerequisites before we jump to the transfer requirement and create. Now, in the next session, we'll create the transfer requirement, manual and automatic also we'll see. And from that end, we'll start working on the transfer orders. Okay. And then we'll follow all the topics, all the strategy. We'll have a look about, everything we'll see in the system, all the quant, or the fixed bin, all the other different put away strategy, stock to move strategy, we'll have a look in the system. Okay. Let's connect Monday then, 9 a.m.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for attending the session. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Also, feel free to ask your questions in the comment section below, and we will reply to them at the earliest.